lasting economic and social development that is leading to the transformation of a country which emerged from the ashes of an unprecedented crisis some years back to lift up the standards of living of its citizens. In doing so, with a clear vision and in the driver's seat, Rwanda has partnered with development partners to embark a series of bold reforms. And ICF is part of these development partners, and ICF is the institution that I represent today. Together, we started this partnership 7 years ago, and we already completed 7 projects. The Rwanda Investment Climate Project contributed to propelling the ranking of Rwanda to 45 in ease of doing business in the world. The Rwanda Land Administration Project contributed to registration of 100% of the parcels in Rwanda, an automated land registry system, and the demarcation of 10.6 million plots. The Rwanda Business Registration Project contributed to the creation of over 15,000 new businesses since fully operational in 2011. The Rwanda Commercial Court contributed to the rapid settlement of commercial cases and helped reduce the level of non-performing loans in the banking sector from a staggering 25% in 2005 to less than 6% today. With the tax administration signing of a 50 megawatt methane gas project with Symbion. The City of Kigali construction permit project through an online construction permit management information system makes the process of applying for and issuing of construction permits simpler, quicker, and more reliable. Our collaboration with the government of Rwanda is ongoing with 2 projects today. The Rwanda Commercial Court Project, Phase 2, and the Rwanda Land Administration Project, Phase 2. Today's event complements the tireless efforts of the government of Rwanda, that the government of Rwanda is making to make Rwanda a better place to do business by improving the speed, the reliability, and reducing the cost of commercial disputes. We were very fortunate to have the partners that you have seen. Bernadette, Mrs. Bernadette, who is the Secretary General, and Thierry, the Project Director, who led the project management team. Without their contribution, this would not happen. ICF is also lucky enough to have in the backyard people who make sure that the project comply with our regulation, our requirements, represented today by Dio from the monitoring department, Joseph from the impact assessment unit, Elizabeth from our communication unit. You can rest assured that ICF will continue to interact with the KIAC to monitor progress and ensure the sustainability in any way that we can. We thank you all, from the private sector, the legal community, for your contribution to this new milestone achieved by Rwanda on the road of self-empowerment, economic and social development. God bless Rwanda. God bless Africa.
Board members of KIAC, the steering committee members, the accredited arbitrators, and all supporters of KIAC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. My role this evening is really to say thank you to all that have played a part in having this day realized, when we are commemorating the successful completion of this phase. First, I would like to thank ICF for the many ways, for the different kinds of support they've given us. From the inception of the project, or rather of KIAC, up to when the operationalization of the center was going on. And without you, I don't think we would be here this evening. But I'm sure also it is scratch my back, I scratch yours. They're also saying something was done here. Thank you very much. But also, if you had supported us on our own without supporting the other projects we talked about, from energy to land, to improvement of our NPLs in the banking sector, to the construction permits, all that feeds into each other. We would just be like a lost island in a large sea if all these other components are not coming in handy. But I think our success goes along with theirs, and as I said, we feed into each other, and again, thank you. But secondly, government of Rwanda, because without the kind of policies, without a clean environment, without fighting against corruption, without good governance, as was alluded to earlier, maybe all these 7 projects wouldn't have been successful. But they are, and thanks to our government, that particularly gave us support, as the project director Thierry mentioned earlier, the act that made it clear that you can actually enforce these awards drove this center faster. So government of Rwanda, represented here by an official from the Ministry of Justice, Madame Odette, you deliver our message to your colleagues. Thank you. Thirdly, the private sector federation as an institution, because this having been established as a PPP framework, under PPP framework, the private sector federation played its role in terms of budget support on the one hand. Before we got into these premises, we were accommodated at the private sector federation offices. Okay, the space wasn't enough, but in the means that were available, we were accommodated. And actually what was provided for in the project, in the program, they exceeded what was expected of them, until they saw us off. And here we are celebrating, also recognizing our premises. But I think a lot has been done by Private Sector Federation as an institution, and also as the members who are also beneficiaries of this center. And that's why they deserve a big round of applause. Last but not least, the people who really drive the matters, the steering committee members, the board members, the executive committee of the board, and the management. Management from the Secretary General, Bernadette and Thierry, project director specifically, and the other team members that you saw here, without mentioning all their names. You did what you could. And when you say all those milestones, the way we are recognized in Africa as the third biggest number of accredited educators, when you say we are recognized alongside Mauritius, it's not an easy task. And we have confirmed and displayed that the confidence they entrusted us with has not been in vain. But before I finish, I think let me add that all this also feeds into our concept of MICE, where there's hope, there's the idea of improving our tourism alongside meetings, conferences, events, And when we have an environment like we do, where you have a clean city, you have no traffic jams, you have no dust, you have no dirt, you have no petty thieves on the streets, where people can come and have their arbitration here and later on go see our gorillas. I think this goes a long way to show that we are going to benefit from this kind of environment that has been set up. As you know, we don't have much in terms of natural resource to be proud of. But with the environment we have, with efforts like these ones that make KIAC stand out, I think we'll be feeding into the MICE concept and a lot will be realized. And I think there's so much more ahead of us. But I have no doubt that indeed there's so much more ahead of us, because when you hear Hubert here say that we shall keep monitoring you, watching you and support you in any way that you want, I wondered whether he actually can repeat those words, because we want so much and we're expecting a lot from you. Thank you very much. Enjoy evening.
The Chairman, KIAC Board of Directors, Mr. Faustin Mbundu, KIAC Secretary General, Mr. the Representative of ICF, Hourizene, I think that I'm right in the pronunciation, distinguished guests, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Minister of Justice, Attorney General, who has not been able to attend due to other official duties, I'm pleased to be with you at this closing ceremony of the Alternative Dispute Resolution project, which has been in operation for about 2 years and a half. It is worth recognizing the commitment of ADR project stakeholders for the incredible work they have accomplished during the period of this project. I can say that this project came at the right moment when the government of Rwanda is committed to promoting alternative dispute resolutions for the purpose of improving justice delivered to the people. This facilitates investment climate as investors access quick and smooth means of handling the disputes that arise in the daily conduct of their business, which contributes to the classification of Rwanda among the best places to conduct business. It is well evident that the project that we are closing today has contributed to the promotion of alternative dispute resolutions, capacity building, and promoted Rwanda as a seat of arbitration. As you know, KIAC is not only benefiting Rwanda, but it attracts a wide market internationally. The benefits of the center extend to other institutions in the country and the region at large, as you saw it during the presentation made here. For the purpose of improving alternative dispute resolutions, the Ministry of Justice has established the ministerial instructions setting up modalities for drafting, negotiating, requesting for opinion, signing and managing contracts, which provide for model dispute resolutions clauses to be used by contracting parties. The general idea in drafting these model clauses on dispute resolutions was an effort aimed at strengthening KIAC, considering its importance to justice and development of both the country and the world at large. The Chairman, KIAC Board of Directors, distinguished guests. As the theme states, looking back, at the time before the project started, KIAC did not have rules and guidelines on arbitration and mediations. and as of now, the said rules and guidelines are in place. I'm positive that moving forward with the partnership of different stakeholders will go a long way in promoting alternative dispute resolutions mechanisms as a form of delivering justice to the people in Rwanda. On the government side, the Ministry of Justice will do all it can to continue supporting KIAC in initiatives aimed at promoting ADR. In line with the issues raised by Madame the Secretary General of KIAC regarding the introduction of judicial referral mechanisms, I would like to inform you that consultations are already ongoing, and hopefully soon we can have that recognized in our legal system. I can't conclude my remarks without congratulating to KIAC board members, management, for the interesting achievements made, especially for the acquisition of these beautiful premises. Again, I wish to thank KIAC for having invited the Ministry of Justice to this important closing ceremony of the Alternative Dispute Resolution Project. I call upon everyone to contribute to the success of KIAC. Thank you for your kind attention.